everyone. Today I would like to explain about the nature of vocabulary and the history of vocabulary. So before we go to my explanation, let me introduce myself. My name is Mufida and my student number is 0 and 12. So let's begin to the next step. For the first is the nature of vocabulary. Vocabulary connects form and meaning. Form includes spelling, sound, and grammar. Meaning is the concept behind the word. One meaning can appear in many forms like die and pass away. One form can carry several meanings like bang. Words fall into two groups. Content words carry the main message like planet, run, or idea. Function words build structure like the, in, and because. Function words appear very often. Words relate meaning by meaning. There are synonyms, antonyms, hyponyms, and meronyms. Synonyms are similar but not identical. Antonym can be absolute like dead and alive or gradual like hot and warm. Hyponyms show hierarchy like vehicle and car. Words also relate in sequence. People follow common patterns. Heavy rain sounds natural. This pattern is called collocation. Some pairs are strong like blonde hair, others are flexible like nice day. Words connect through grammar and word formation. Grammar show how words link inside a sentence. Morphology show how words change. Teach become teaching for the progressive form. Teach become teacher to form a new word. Frequency show how often a word appears. Common words like go and have appear in many situations. Vocabulary can be general or specialized. General vocabulary appears in daily use. Specialized vocabulary appears in specific fields. Academic vocabulary adds precision like modify or revenue. Technical vocabulary is tied to profession like catalyst or scalpel. English has a very large vocabulary. Estimates range from 200,000 to more than 2 million word forms. Word families lower the count to around 54,000. Native speakers use around. For the summary for this material, vocabulary links a word's form and meaning. Words work as a content word that carry ideas or function word that build structure. Vocabulary connects through meaning, patterns, grammar, and word formation. English has a very large number of words. Native speakers know 10 of 1,000, while learners need a few thousand for daily use. Many learners stay at the basic level, so focused vocabulary learning helps them progress. And next is history of vocabulary. The material explains how the teaching of vocabulary changed across history. Early teaching focused on grammar and rhetoric, so vocabulary was learned through stories and proverbs. The grammar translation era kept grammar as the main focus and treated vocabulary as secondary. The direct method and the reading method later gave vocabulary a large role because learners needed words for speaking and reading. In the mid-20th century, approaches like audiolingual and situational methods limit vocabulary and center on drills. Modern methods such as communicative language teaching and task-based learning highlight communication and expect vocabulary growth through use. The vocabulary control movement in the early 20th century introduced frequency-based word lists. Basic English offered 850 words but was too restricted. The general surface list with about 2,000 common words become more useful for learners and influence many textbooks. Vocabulary assessment also developed over time. Early tests measure recall and recognition. Later, standardized exams added vocabulary section, nation vocabulary level tests and other tools in the 1980s and 1990 helped teachers check receptive and productive vocabulary. Today, digital and corpus-based tests give more precise over information. Okay, so for the summary is, vocabulary teaching changed from grammar-focused method to communication-focused methods. Early approach put grammar first and treated words as secondary. Newer methods like the direct method and reading method made vocabulary important for speaking and reading. Modern teaching supports vocabulary growth through real communication. Frequency lists and better tests help teachers choose useful words and measure progress. Today, vocabulary holds a central role in language learning.